This is Black Scott.
This is Love Jade.
And we are He Said, She Said, a podcast where we unpack current and controversial topics concerning
men, women, and the roller coaster that is our relationships with one another.
Look out for new episodes dropping every Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific.
Tune in wherever you listen to podcasts. So today we're bringing y'all something new that we call Verses. We came up with 3 highly contested topics that we want to talk about, but that we also wanted your opinion on.
So basically what we end up doing is creating some polls on Instagram to find out what you guys think. In this episode, we'll give you our take on the topics, and at the end, we'll discuss the results and see how toxic y'all are.
Yeah. So without further ado, y'all, let's talk about it. So the first topic that we have for y'all is the crazy partner versus the calm partner. Or the calm versus the crazy, depending on which one you are. This topic came to me because I was scrolling on Instagram and there's a clip of this comedian. I don't remember who it was, but he was basically talking about this concept that the relationships that tend to actually work and last are the ones where you have a boring partner and then you have a crazy partner. And for some reason, that combo just tends to work. So we asked y'all about what you thought, or how you identified rather, on Instagram, but we also want to give you our thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I am the calm partner. Don't like to, not crazy in general. So I like to keep things even, keep things level. So I'm not more like I guess, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but more it's just a balancing thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I come in with my energy. So I feel like he's right. I can deal with a crazier partner because I can kind of extinguish that energy. And on the flip side, they can kind of give me that energy, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I definitely think it depends on the relationship because I feel like in one of my relationships, I was the calm one.
Wait, real quick. Everything I said was garbage because remember I told you I got left at the bus stop? She was crazy. You guys remember Valentine's Day theory? I think that was episode 3. I got left at the bus stop, right? She was crazy. I was calm. Still got left at the bus stop. So maybe I got to reevaluate my life decisions and say crazy is not what I'm trying to go for. Calm. I
don't think she was crazy though. I think that it just was not a good look. Now, I would have probably taken a more chill approach than she did. I wouldn't leave you at the bus stop.
Are you victim shaming me?
No. I'm just saying it wasn't a good look, and I wouldn't have left you, but I'm saying like her leaving you was not necessarily crazy based on the fact that
at the bus stop,
it seemed like you weren't trying to pay.
I literally had my wallet and I was going, and she just, because the bus stop was right next to the burger place.
Mm-hmm.
So literally she just swooped out, busted a U in the left direction, and then just dropped me off at the bus stop. It was that.
I wouldn't have left you, even if I thought you were being cheap. I wouldn't have left you because that's just rude.
I thought you were
I'm not going to leave somebody, but But anyway, what I was saying was, I think it depends on the relationship because for me, I was the calm one in one situation, and then in a different situation, I think I was the crazy one.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. What I mean by crazy is that I was the one that was a little bit more, I want to say like eccentric, but I don't know. I was the one that was a little bit more like high energy and kind of just
is that the same thing
a little bit all over the place? No, definitely
so
different. I was very high energy, and I was a little bit like sometimes had grand ideas without necessarily like having a plan per se. And then the other person was like more level-headed, and even when it came to like disagreements, I feel like when I talk, I'm just kind of like, like not being argumentative or anything, but just like, I'm just high energy. And the other person is just more of like the listener and like, okay, I'm chill. I'm going to explain things calmly. So that was one relationship. But then in a different situation, the person, I guess I would say, was more crazy than me. So then that made me by default the calm person that was more rational and like to talk through things. And then that person was more like the balloon. Like, have you ever heard of that metaphor of like one person's the anchor,
the tether, and the
one
anchor
person's the
and
balloon, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think in
Can
that
you explain
situation
a little bit more
so similar to what we're talking about. It's basically saying like there's one person who kind of is the foundation of the relationship. They keep things grounded, they keep it practical, they keep it logical, and then the other person is the more like up in the clouds,
more like the risk taker, the more wild child type of personality.
Exactly. And they balance each other out, so they say like in every relationship you have an anchor and you have a balloon. And I think, like I said, in my past relationship, I think I was more so the anchor, but now I find myself being more of like the balloon.
That's crazy, because I never really thought you could be both, but I think it depends on the person, right? Because if we're looking at this, I don't think it's black and white. I think it's a spectrum. So it's not like you have crazy people, or you have crazy people, then you have crazy, like it goes from a spectrum. Then you have calm people and real chill, real calm people. So I feel like it kind of depends on where you're on the spectrum, because you may be, to a super calm person, your mild calmness may come off as crazy. Yeah. And maybe to a crazy person, you being a little crazy is like no big deal. So I see how you could be both, in depending on the person and the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for me, crazy really just means like, I'm like, say like there's a situation that comes up. I think if I'm honest, I'm more the person that's like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? Like, and like, I'm just like, my thoughts are racing, trying to like find a solution and all this. And then I think the other person is more like just calm. You know what I mean?
Can we explain? Because I know some people right now are listening, probably wondering, so what am I? Where do I stand? What is crazy? What is calm?
I think it just comes down to knowing yourself. Right. And I think if you are the crazy person, I think you kind of know that.
That's unfortunate.
And I think if you're the calm person, I think you kind of know that, like I said, for me, it depends on the situation I'm in, and it depends on where I'm at in my life. But I think if I can really like describe it, I just think, yeah, like the crazy person is more so up in the clouds. I would say high energy. Like I said, the calm person is just more literally what you think of when you think of calm. They're just collected. They're just thoughtful. They're not as reactive. That's a good thing I would say. They're not as reactive. And that's really what I would say. I also have heard people talk about relationships in the sense that you can't have two like hotheads, right? Because if this person gets mad easily and is yelling, and then the other person gets mad easily and is yelling, that's just disaster. Versus, hey, maybe this person has kind of a temper, but then this person is the one that's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna entertain this, we're going to bring it back down.
Somebody's got to get lifted at the bus stop. It can't be both of us.
It can't be both, right? Because that's the detriment of the relationship. It's like one of us has to be the calm one. And it's like, thank God that, that person balances me out or whatever. I was listening to a podcast the other day where a guy was saying like his wife is more so the calm one. And he's the one that'll kind of like try to agitate the situation. But he's like, thank God for her that she's not like me, because this wouldn't work. And, she kind of brings that calmness back to things. And then for me, like once I calm down and I'm ready to talk again, we can have a better discussion.
Yeah, I think when we talk about definitions fundamentally, I think when it comes to what is crazy, I think it's this sporadic high energy. Yeah. So it's not like crazy is bad, but it's just sporadic high energy, maybe more emotional, less logic, more doing, more action. And then calm is less energy, less sporadic, more even tone, even kill, less energy, less sporadic, more logical and reasonable. So I think if anybody's wondering what they are, I think those are some real base definitions to kind of go off of. So that may be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on which where you lie and how you feel about that.
Yeah. So you think overall you're a calm person, regardless of the relationship?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it possible for you to meet someone who's even calmer than you? Do you think that's a possibility?
To meet them, yeah. But in terms of relationship, I don't know if it would click, because like the guy saying in a way, kind of the opposites. I don't say they attract, but they balance. And that's what is the attractive factor, is you have someone to complement you, rather than like you said, two hotheads or two real calm people. That balance that's created from the complementary hot and cold thing.
So are you saying you want someone who's more crazy?
Are you trying to pin me out right now?
I mean, no, I'm just asking.
Set up my dating profile.
Are you toxic?
Am I toxic? Nah. Do I want someone who's crazy?
Are you toxic in the sense of, there's a song lyrics by certain artists. I don't know if we can say it or not, because I don't want to get copywritten.
Can you sing it?
Yeah. I can paraphrase the lyrics, which is basically, that you have to be combative and argumentative with a person, because They are.
What song is this? Male or female artist?
A female artist saying, I have to be combative and argumentative with this person because they like a toxic woman.
I'm not. It's
so I'm
not
trying to figure
him.
out, is that you?
I'm thinking about the Ty Dolla $ign where he said he got two girls in the club. They don't know anybody. They don't know about each other. I'm thinking about that one. I don't know what song.
That's not the song I'm talking about.
My mind's in the gutter. Then I don't know what it is. You got to say something.
Also, we don't own these music. This
all rights reserved, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't own
all
this
rights
music.
Reserved to artists.
You know, we're not getting paid for this, nor are we paying anybody. So just a disclaimer there. But the point I'm asking is that you? Is that you?
Is what me?
You like a little bit of a crazy woman.
You know,
because you said you wanted to balance out. So
I say this, you know, I like sugar, spice, and everything nice. So, you know, look, it's nothing wrong with a little bit of spice. They say spice is the variety of life. So I don't mind it, and I have the tools to fight that or combat that. Yeah. You know, so don't mind it. What about you?
I definitely want a calm person now in my life. I think, like I said, I've been through both situations, and I just think the crazy does not work for me. Like,
so now
I like peace. I'm all about peace now in my life. Peace of
mind is everything. But would that make you not automatically, but logically, would that make you the more high energy, more sporadic thinker and personality?
I think by default it kind of does. Which is why I said I think now in my life I could see that I might be that type of personality, to be honest with myself.
Fellas,
but I don't think, excuse me, I don't think it's crazy like we think. I think it's just, I think I can be very neurotic. I think I can be kind of like
nothing malicious,
hyper focused. You know, nothing malicious. Just that I can be kind of like hyper focused on things, and I can get a little bit into my head, you know, and overthink. Definitely that's me. And so having like a calm person to kind of balance me out is just really what I think would work best for me. And it's not in the sense that I'm leaning on that person to be that way. For me, like, it's something I'm working on within myself. But I think, you know, with any relationship, you have strengths and weaknesses. And so I think for me, if that's something I'm working on and I have someone in my life who's already that, it's just an example that I can follow, which I think is beautiful. You know?
Exactly.
So for me, definitely looking for calm and just peace of mind in general is so important. Like peace of mind in life in general, but also in your relationship, you know? So whatever brings you that peace is what you need. Like, I think when you're younger, it's kind of cute to think of the idea of like being with someone who's kind of like opposite of you, or who's not opposite in the sense of we're talking, but opposite in the sense of like, oh, we have all these differences, but yeah, let's just make it work. It's love. It's great. It's romantic. But then when you get older, like, it's just like, I just don't have the time to be an adversary every day in my relationship. Like, I want to have things flow. I want to have things be peaceful.
Yeah, so. And that's why I mentioned the fact of it is not that a crazy person is malicious, or even the calm person, there's something bad about that. What I'm trying to get at is more complementary things, because like you said earlier, you don't want to fight fire with fire, have crazy with crazy, or I guess fight water with water with calm people. But you want to develop a complementary relationship. At the end of the day, I think that brings peace and balance in itself. So that's why, you know, I don't want to get confused. Like we're talking about, oh, the crazy person is crazy, there's a nutcase, or the calm person is boring and they're just, you know, hermits. But like, you know, introduce the idea of a complementary relationship system.
Yeah, that was definitely our jump off point, was just calm versus crazy, because that's kind of what the comedian was talking about. But at the end of the day, yeah, we're not talking about malicious when we say crazy. We're talking about just, you know, maybe a personality that's just more high energy.
Sporadic.
Right. And then for the calm person, we're not talking about boring. We're just saying maybe you're just more collected, and you do bring that calming presence to the other person. So yeah, I think we kind of agree on that one for once. For once we agree on something.
For once, exactly. Let us know.
Yeah.
Which one are y'all?
Yeah, I definitely think compatibility is a huge thing in relationships. And it also like plays a role in our next topic, which is high maintenance versus low maintenance partners. And when we say high maintenance, again, we're not talking about anything that's unhealthy. We just mean high maintenance in the sense of maybe this person needs a little more, will like a little more time with their partner. Maybe this person needs things out of the relationship, whereas a person who's low maintenance maybe doesn't need to pull as much from their relationship. Maybe they have what they need more within themselves or within their family, career, etc. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely does. And personally speaking, or Hold on. Keep talking. Hold on.
So I think for me, I think I would say I'm low maintenance for sure. And the way I describe low maintenance is just I'm very independent. So, for example, like I don't need a relationship where the person is with me 24/7. Like there's some couples where like they're taking the cute pictures with the matching pajamas and they go on vacation together and they work together like from home or they have a business together and everything is just them together. For me, that would absolutely not work. I am the type of person that needs my space. I need my time. I don't care if it's my mom or like my family members. I just need space. I need alone time. And I enjoy being by myself. I enjoy those moments of peace. So for me, I would consider myself a low maintenance partner because I don't really need as much from the relationship. I like and value what the relationship brings to me. But it doesn't need to be my all.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I just had to go find a ladder to climb out of next time you try to put me in a box like you did in the last segment.
Oh my God.
I was like, gee, she's trying to box me in, but let me go ahead and get this ladder real quick.
That was such a drawn out way of saying what you needed to say. Honestly, I was just asking, okay? If you were toxic. I didn't say you were toxic.
Conniving and manipulative, what I say. You could be sometimes.
Me? Conniving, manipulative?
I don't know. Just
got it.
Yeah, just that. You know what I mean? Just that.
Definitely so I not conniving and manipulative.
But yeah, definitely going back to the main topic. Before you punch me, she looks like she wants to.
I do. I wish you guys. We're gonna start getting videos so that you guys can see me attack him.
Assault, and we'll really see how toxic she is.
I'm not toxic, and I'm definitely not malicious.
She does have the crazy eye, though.
His definition of malicious is, you call me out on my BS, so you're malicious and conniving.
What? I call you out.
I asked you if you may be toxic. Not saying you were. If you may be toxic, and since I called you out on that, I'm conniving.
It wasn't the question itself. It was the frame. It was like slowly the four corners are being built, and then I'm in a box.
I ask questions to understand, not to box anybody.
To snoop. We saw this Bible book, and I think, what was it? The 10 deadly sins?
Oh, yeah, it would be like, let's talk about lying.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about lying. Snooping.
Snooping was
jealousy, envy, stuff like that.
Shout out to Grandma for the Bible book.
Fundamental. So it instantly triggered me. I'm like, oh, that's snooping. We heard that in the book. That's wrong. That's wrong of her to snoop.
Yo, sorry, we're getting so off topic, but I have to tell the story. I had a friend who told me that her dad made her and her siblings watch this movie called, I don't know if y'all have heard of the movie Lockdown. It's like a prison movie, and like I saw it as an adult and I was traumatized, but apparently her dad made them watch that as a kid because he would try to teach them like life lessons, right? And he was like, yeah, this movie's gonna teach you to mind your own business. And I was just like, first of all,
he's from the street.
he was definitely from the street,
you know.
First of all, your kids should not be watching Lockdown. That's number one. But number two, in the movie, they spoiler alert for people who haven't seen it. I'm about to spoil something, but they were falsely accused. So they were minding their own business.
And you still.
So how is this teaching the lesson that you wanted them to learn?
Just like the Central 5. You heard
exactly. It was a situation like that. So, sir, you weren't teaching them about minding their own business. But what you should have done was got them the Bible books, because that book, Let's Talk About Snooping, was teaching that lesson.
Yep. And then if they're colored, stay away from certain individuals. Emmett Till.
Woo, yeah.
What's up? I was gonna ask real quick. We're all way off topic, but real quick, what's the thing with girls watching like serial killer documentaries and stuff like that before they go to sleep? Like, what kind of piece is that? This Lifetime. Oh, she was raped, and then finally.
I think first of all, I think it's interesting, right? Like, so it draws you in, but the reason why, even though it seems sick to guys, I think for women, we're just so used to hearing about this stuff. This stuff is almost like
just relaxing.
It's kind of like, sadly, as a Black person, how you're just used to hearing about Black violence, like violence against Black people. And it's not like you enjoy it. It's just kind of, you're almost numb to it and used to it. So similarly, as women, when we see these type of documentaries, I don't think it triggers us in the same way that men do, because this is our reality every day. It's kind of like you're numb to it, sadly.
But why for entertainment? They got locked down. Almost got away with it. What's the other one?
I don't watch all those.
Orange is the New Black, Snap. What's the other one?
Law and Order.
Criminal Minds.
Yeah, Criminal Minds is a lot for me, but I definitely love Love SVU. No. I think it's kind of like you want to see the bad guy get caught so bad. So it's like once you start watching, you have to keep watching. Because you mentally you can't go to sleep until they catch him.
Mentally, after a hard day's of work, I did 8 to 10 hours of stripping.
Yes, you have to see.
Now I want to come home and watch this.
No, but I'm saying if you started watching it already,
right,
you have to see the bad guy go to jail. Or even people who choose to watch it. I think that's what it is. It's like it's cathartic because it's like you get to see the bad guy get
I think
caught,
that's the word. Right.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Man, way off topic. Anyway, exactly. Coming back around to high maintenance versus low maintenance. Yeah, so I think I am low maintenance because I like my independence. What do you think?
It's low maintenance. I was gonna say, what do you prefer? Because this I think is unique from the topic we were talking about before, as far as having that crazy personality calm, in which you can have 2 low maintenance people and it works.
Right.
Or you can have 2 high maintenance people and they understand that, and that also could work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, me myself, I prefer also low maintenance, but that doesn't mean I'm high maintenance.
I personally
I'm more like no maintenance.
So a hermit, a recluse.
No, I'm like a alone. Tesla. I don't need the engine to run. I got
no maintenance means you don't need nobody. So alone.
You see, now let me go get my ladder again, because here we go. Not more alone, but I'm just more low maintenance than most people. Like, I don't want you cuddled up under me while I'm watching the Dallas Cowboys game. I just need you in the area. I just need to know you're there in the kitchen cooking sandwiches or something useful like that. But you need to be up under me.
So if I'm conniving and manipulative, he's misogynistic.
I'm
and
an
asshole.
It's all love. It's all comedy.
I literally cannot work with you anymore. This will be our last episode. He's difficult season. To work with.
They're gonna fire me from all
Ladies,
my jobs.
He's difficult to work with.
No, low maintenance.
You heard it
what
here.
Did I just say?
Red
low
flag.
Maintenance.
Red flag.
See, at least I'm trying to. You're almost tearing me down, tearing the black man down.
I think you're tearing the black woman down.
I was just shining the light of God upon your character. You're trying to tear down my lifestyle, my future wife.
You know that I'm a very loving and caring person.
Not to me.
And so you're letting these men know to stay away from me.
No, I'm just shining the God's light of truth.
Well, I'm shining the light of truth about your misogyny, and everyone needs to hear this now today. Red flag.
I'm not a misogynist. I'm just my bad if I have a sense of humor. A sense of humor.
Stumbling over your words sounds like a lie.
You guys, I'm gonna set up a GoFundMe. I need more ladders to climb out of these situations that I find myself in. GoFundMe in the link below.
Sounds like a high maintenance.
Situation. I need help. Money. I'm trying to stay calm here, and you see the crazy is kicking in.
Anyway, I prefer to answer your question. What would I prefer? I prefer a low maintenance partner because I'm low maintenance. So I think it doesn't work if both people are. I don't think it works if you're opposite, because if you're like more of a higher maintenance person, right, and you need more from the relationship, and the person needs less, maybe they don't think to give you more because they don't need more, and so I think that can be like a problem. And then you feel guilty as a low maintenance person, like I'm not doing enough.
So, unlike the first topic, crazy and calm, it doesn't seem like it's as complementary. It seems like high maintenance and low maintenance can kind of clash a little bit and butt heads a little bit.
Definitely.
Is that what you're trying to get at?
I definitely agree. Yeah, like we said, whereas the first topic, calm and crazy, kind of balance out. I think high maintenance and low maintenance, I don't think they work.
Right. I feel like that fundamentally, because I've seen 2 high maintenance couples and I've seen 2 low maintenance couples.
Mm-hmm.
Well, most of all, the low maintenance couples are gonna kind of work more often, but the high maintenance do as well, because it's like they know they are, so they provide other things. So let's say they have more friends, so they get more attention and more interaction with their friends, and not leaving it all on the high maintenance partner. You know what I mean? Like they understand each other, so they can operate better.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree with that, and I definitely just think that it goes back to knowing yourself. It goes back to knowing yourself and knowing what you want and what works for you. I want to, though, stir the pot a little bit and ask, do you think this is a man-woman thing?
Definitely. I feel like that has some, it's directly tied to I guess the character or the nature of men and women, definitely.
So which one do you think is which?
We know.
Prepare to be canceled.
Prepare to be canceled. Set up a GoFundMe too. I need to find a job after this podcast.
I think it depends on the person, like truly, because if I say that women are more high maintenance, that would mean that I am more high maintenance, and I don't.
You are though.
No, I'm not though.
Well, the serial killer is not going to say he's a serial killer. You're going to watch. You're going to say his movements.
On a serious
he kills cats in his backyard. I can tell.
On a serious note, I am very low maintenance. Like I said, it's like my alone time, so I don't mind other people having their alone time. I think that's totally fine with me.
Definitely.
I just think. So that's why I can't say like, oh, this is a woman-man thing, because I don't like. I'm a woman, and I would be going against myself if I said that.
I mean, I guess if I were to answer most people be under the assumption that high maintenance is a bad thing. But again, to answer your question, I do feel naturally the nature of men are simple and women are a little complicated, a little complex. None of it's bad. It's just two differences. So I feel, almost inherently the man's nature is more low maintenance. Because, as a man, you don't really look for anyone to be the source of your happiness. And not only that, but you're not as complicated. You give a dude a one-bedroom apartment with a bed and a TV and a refrigerator where the ice comes out and some food, and he's good. You don't have to have a pillow.
Do you think, I have a good question. Do you think that for a man, it depends on where you are in the relationship? Meaning, if it's like earlier, and you don't have those feelings for that person yet, it's kind of still developing. Maybe your nature doesn't come out. Like, so say you are a man who is high maintenance, or like you like to draw a lot from your relationship. Do you think early on, maybe that doesn't come out, but maybe later in the relationship that comes out once you get your feelings involved? What do you think?
I think so. I feel like if you guys watched our other episode that we did, Should You Be Yourself on a Date? None of these deep inherent things really come out on a date. Again, for the everyone police, they might for some people, but typically these characters don't come out as obvious. So yeah, I feel like only later in the relationship where you start to kind of see these things unfold as far as the true character of a man or a woman.
Yeah, I think I only ask that because I feel like women, like it's a stereotype, so it's not everybody, but sometimes
most.
I wouldn't say most.
Like 99%.
I'm gonna just say not everybody. Okay. I'm one of these people though. But I'm gonna say not everybody. But tend to kind of be okay with expressing their feelings more like sooner in a relationship than men. And so I think that maybe they start these things come out, right? Like, and I think maybe if that happens later for men, then as a woman, like the woman, you're feeling more like, oh, like he's not giving enough, but maybe he's just not there yet. Maybe like once he gets to a certain part in a relationship, he will be, giving to you and expressing more of his nature.
Yeah, I think realistically too, when it comes to just the fundamental dating thing, the girl has to, like the guy has to make the girl like him in a way. Yeah. She already kind of like him a little bit. It's on him to, through charming her and, courting her and all this, make her kind of like him more, even love him. And so I feel like that's why he'll get that more out of her. Where the woman doesn't really inherently make the guy like her or love her. It's more just being cool, right? If I could say that. Because it's like you see where, like when we talk about it, oh, so let's say a girl comes with a new guy or something like that, and she's talking to her friends. They talk about how the friends will always ask, and the girl will always have this conversation of how he makes her feel, not how she makes him feel. Well, when guys talk, it's like, well, what did you do kind of to make her into you? So like, oh, what pickup line, what, move did you pull on her to make her feel? That's what guys talk about fundamentally when we're talking about picking up girls or dating relationships. Yeah. Women talk about, oh, so what did he do for you? How did he make you feel? So already it starts off inverse where the guy is doing a different thing and the woman's doing a different thing. So I feel like that's why there could be a disconnect there. I also want to bring up the age thing. I feel like the older you get, the more let's say you're dating at 35, 40, the more upfront you are, just because the time is limited, you know yourself more. And so it's not reasonable to just put it all on the table.
Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, those are two interesting points. And yeah, the reason why I asked those deeper questions is because I think sometimes people can be pinned or like called high maintenance. Anyways, called high maintenance or low maintenance based on maybe they just like you sooner than you like them or something. You know what I mean?
It's that simple sometimes.
Yeah, like you said, if you're older, maybe you know what you want sooner. So it's okay to go ahead and put your feelings out there and put yourself out there sooner.
Right.
So I think these nuances really matter in these situations.
Yeah, I think definitely that's the case. All right, so the next topic we want to talk about, you guys, is high salary, less time, or moderate salary, more time. For me personally, I really don't care for the salary. It's more about the time for me. So I personally prefer. Whoa.
Take your time.
Take your time. I'm still traumatized by the boxes.
So you have to clear your throat to make your voice sound deeper.
Clear my mind.
Maybe all that extra was stopping you from, speaking your mind.
It was the trauma. I need therapy now after dealing with you.
Triggered. Okay.
So yeah, basically went off track a little bit, but what I'm trying to say is time is major for me more than money. So for me, I prefer moderate salary, more time. What do you think?
I definitely think high salary. So what we're talking about here is, would you rather be dating a person who, has a high power job, has a high salary, but they in turn have to spend less time with you because that's a demanding job, versus someone who, is just in a moderate position, moderate salary, but they have more time to spend with you? I think this goes back to the other topic for me, being low maintenance. I say high salary, less time. And for me, it's not even about the money. It's really just about the fact that you have something else besides me, like, that drives you and that you're passionate about. And so I just love that you want to spend time doing that. You know what I mean? And as a person with a moderate salary, you can also be passionate about what you're doing. But for me, I don't mind someone who is making that high salary and who may be busier, because like I said, I'm independent and I like my alone time. So if you're like, hey, I got to go out of town for 3 months for whatever, for work. Okay, great. You know what I mean? That's cool with me, because I kind of get some time to myself. And when we think about marriages and relationships, you always hear the same complaints of like, people are like, oh, I just stopped feeling like myself, or it just became all about the we, and like, I lost me, This type of situation gives you the opportunity to always tap back into you, because if the other person, like I said, has their own things going on outside of you, then you are spending a lot of time with yourself and making sure you stay connected with you. And I just think it makes for a healthier relationship.
I was going to ask too, because now you have me thinking based off the other questions. Is this one of those answers that are more partial to a man or a woman? For example, is a man most likely going to say moderate salary, more time? Or is a woman going to say moderate salary, more? Or a woman probably wants both. She probably wants high salary and more time. But just real quick, with that question, is it going to be more partial to a man or woman? High salary, less time, or moderate salary, more time?
So first and foremost, you're canceled. Secondly, I think that men will probably say that they don't care. What do you think?
Like I said, for a guy, really, it's not about. It was never about the
money wise. Let me specify money wise. I don't think guys care money wise. Like if the woman has a high salary or moderate or whatever.
The two things, again, guys, very simple. Two things: are you attractive to me, and do we get along well? Rather you work at McDonald's or you're a lawyer, don't care. Doesn't make a difference.
Interesting. Yeah, I think for women, I think this can be a thing, because I think we want security, and I don't think it's about necessarily the money. I think for some people it's about the money. Hey, live your truth. But I think for other people,
prostitute.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Side comment. Basically, I feel generally in today's society, a lot of women are being pushed towards prostitution, which they will, as long as there is a dollar sign there, they'll do whatever. So they'll be with an older guy, scumbag, guy who treats them right. It gets to this extreme where a girl would rather.
What type of women are you referring to?
The women of that prostitute mindset. They'd rather be a side chick to a guy they view as their Superman, this high earning Superman guy, than a main chick to a guy who's at their level and who will give them everything in that sense.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that simple of an exchange. Like, I don't think that that's how people think about it.
Oh, just that some women these days are moving towards that mindset. not like it's common.
Gotcha. Because I was gonna have a lot to say and I was gonna cancel you, but said it wasn't
Before
common.
you cancel me, could we just throw a poll up and just see what the viewers?
Yeah, we can throw a poll up before you get canceled.
Think what our people think.
But since you said
I need a fair trial.
Common, then I will go ahead and not cancel you. But anyway, I think sometimes, like I said, it is a money thing for people, for women, but I think a lot of it is security. I feel like if you have ambition, if you have goals and dreams, that translates to your job, whether your salary is high or moderate. And I think that's a big thing. And I think some people do, though, make the mistake of equating high salary with those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's
not necessarily the case.
I think now that we've kind of talked or introduced all the topics, I think now we have to really see if we can bring it all together. Because like you said, high salary doesn't mean less time. Moderate salary doesn't mean more time. It could be moderate salary. And what's the other one here?
Commerce is crazy.
Commerce. So I'm basically about to tie them all together. So yeah, moderate salary, high salary, high maintenance, low maintenance, crazy. So you could have someone who's crazy, high maintenance, and then they have high salary and less time. So it's like you said you're cool with high salary, less time, but what if the time you do spend with them, they're high maintenance and crazy? So then it just cancels out.
Now you're really getting us to think. Breaking it down like that. But I feel like you can't really be high salary and be high maintenance because you don't have the time. It's like you can be high maintenance, but when you're not at work 80 hours a week.
Like, okay, for example, let's say I work 6 days a week and have one Sunday off, right? That means I'll say I'm high salary, less time. But since I'm high maintenance, I require, now that I'm home for this one day, I need 23 hours of your time, of your day. So technically it isn't more time necessarily, but the time I am here, I need you to rub my feet. I need you to turn the TV channel. I need you to be hugging me at the same time while feeding me grapes.
Not 23 out of 24 hours.
Right. So I feel like since we're talking about intersectionality, everything connects to everything, I feel like these topics kind of do mix and match a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. And I put that with myself.
Right.
That didn't make any sense. I attribute that to myself better because I am that type of person where I don't, like I said, I'm really independent. I don't need a lot of your time.
Right.
So quantity is not important to me, but quality is. So when you are with me, you need to be 100% present, Right. So I think in that sense, maybe I dip into high maintenance if someone considers that high maintenance because I do like the time you spend with me to be
quality
with me and to be, the whole love languages thing. My love language is quality time. So with the caveat that it doesn't have to be all the time, quantity is whatever, but for me, quality is where it's really important. Like that is how you show me that you love me, and that's how you show me that I'm important to you, care about me. So yeah, I guess I dabble in high maintenance with that.
Well, I guess now that we're looking at the list, what combination are you of these three?
That's an interesting question. I'm gonna go with crazy, low maintenance, high salary.
So crazy, but low maintenance. So that means the time you are spending with a person, you don't require a lot of time as far as maintenance wise.
Right.
But the time you do spend with that person is going to be high energy, sporadic. It's going to be.
It could be. I think overall I'm a calm person. I think overall, like I'm very chill. I'm not easily angered. I'm super, super, super chill. But like when I look at certain traits I have, like, again, I get into my head. I can overthink sometimes, and I can be really like, I don't know. It's just hard for me to get out of my head sometimes. And I can be stuck on certain ideas and things like that. And so having a person who's more calm to just be like, it's okay. You're good. Relax. That's what that's what balance out. So that's what I mean when I say crazy. I'm thinking about that trait of mine.
Yeah. And I think that's a little bit of knowing you. Because I wouldn't consider you incredibly expressive. Like everything has to be expressed. But I think it does make sense where in those times in which we're interacting and stuff, it can be that way. It can be a little spread. It can be a lot of bit of a high energy situation.
Yeah, and in that sense, I would put myself under crazy too, because I am very expressive. If I love you and I care about you, I'm super expressive. Like, it's funny because like outside of people I love and care about, I'm not like a super touchy-feely, huggy person. But with people I love, I want to be all up on you.
Gummy bear.
Yes. So I'm really expressive in that sense. And I don't know, I think I could just be kind of extra. Like, I talk really fast. I mean, you guys know that on the podcast. I talk really fast. Sometimes I can just be like, da-da-da-da-da-da. And so like that is a part of the craziness I'm talking about, you know, including being expressive. All those things I think fall under crazy, which is why I would call myself crazy versus calm.
And then you said last one, so you said, was it crazy, low maintenance though, and then
high salary, less
time.
Because
so you don't require a lot of time, and you're not even high maintenance, but the time that is required, and when you do need maintenance, I guess you can say, or when you do need that attention, that care, it's gonna be, or it can be a little crazy, a little wild.
Yeah, like it can be a little bit, but you know, it's worth you riding this ride. That sounds sexual. I did not mean it to be sexual.
And it sounds toxic.
I just meant it to be like that little bit of crazy you might have to deal with when you deal with me is worth
the total package of
all the it's worth all the great things about me, including being low maintenance and including supporting you if you want to be in a high salary job and if you want to just give your career your all. I got you. I support you in that, and you don't have to worry about, you know.
So if we're talking about cars,
tending to me as much, you know.
If we're talking about cars, would you be an Acura?
I know nothing about cars. Honda. I can't answer that question at all.
Honda's reliable, but Acura is the luxury version of Honda. Doesn't break often. You could drive it, you know, not a lot of problems day to day. But when it does need that fix, it does kind of take a little more time.
I think that's me.
Acura. Reliable luxury.
Reliable luxury.
Reliable luxury.
Thank you. I feel like my dating profile is complete.
Right. That bio right there. Luxury and reliable.
Reliable luxury.
But the luxury component is still in there, so let's not forget about that piece.
You just can't let me be great.
No, that wasn't a bad thing. It was just, hey, to whom it may concern. These are the two aspects and elements that need to be highlighted.
All right. So what about you? What's your combo?
Since I don't have my ladder today,
please spare us the dramatics.
I guess I would say calm. I would say calm, low maintenance, and then for me, prefer moderate salary, more time.
Gotcha. So we'll start from the top. So, well, we did talk about calm and you already. Like, you explained that calm part.
Relaxed.
So how would you describe, like, how would you say you're low maintenance?
Low maintenance, same thing, don't require a lot. So as character-wise, chill. As far as needs, low maintenance. So I really don't require a lot really from the person. Because once that, like we're talking about off air, once we have that establishment of, I know how you feel about me, you know how I feel, and we know where we're going, we don't need to talk on the phone 24/7, or you don't always need to be up under me and things like that. Oh, hey, you okay? Yeah, I don't really need that once that part is established. So that's kind of like the low maintenance piece of it. And as far as moderate salary, more time. So the time that we do have, I don't even need you to be like high, like, you know, checking up on me during that. Just be there. Just be there.
So you prefer having the more time then?
Yeah.
So would you say that makes you a little bit high maintenance?
I guess in a way, but it balances out because for me, like I said, just be there, be in the house, be in the room. You don't need to be up under me. You could be we could be both. You could be, I don't know, on the phone doing something. I could be just sitting there watching a movie. Yeah. So the time, even though I do prefer more time, it's not like I need a lot of you interacting with me, like up under my arm, like I said with the other example, massaging my feet, cooking, turning the channel, and then clipping my tongue. I don't need all that at the time in which we have together. But the time is important, though.
That's so crazy. I think we're opposites then. Like, for you, like, I wouldn't say quality is not important, but I guess I would say you don't need that, like, super hands-on, but you do like the amount of time.
Right.
You do like the quantity of time.
Right.
Versus for me, I'm the opposite. That's so crazy. We're opposites like that. Because I definitely I don't need a lot of your time, but when I do have your time, you need to be all about me 24. No, I'm kidding. Right. No, but I do like you to just be present. That's it, you know.
Definitely. So I guess now that we've kind of summed ourselves up in a little in a way, I always go back to this question: is this inherently male and female nature thing, or is it of just our individual characters that this is the way it is?
I think it's so individual. Individual because, like, there's certain things, like we said, like when it comes to like the salary thing, you know, that might be a little more skewed, I think. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what the audience says, I think, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's get to those poll results. What you think?
I think a lot of people capped, honestly. I was looking at the results, and we did 3 polls, right? Y'all 9 times out of 9, I feel like a lot of people are not honest. And some of these people, you know, we follow and know.
It's either y'all was capping or maybe just not self-aware. Some people are not self-reflective, you know, like that. So they may not be aware of where they stand.
Look, you could lie to me. You can't lie to yourself at the end of the day. So it comes full circle. Let's go ahead and break them down real quick.
All right. So the first poll that we had for y'all was, we polled you asking, which one are you, the calm partner or the crazy partner? This one was actually pretty solid, I would say. I feel like pretty stable. I don't think y'all were capping on this one. 64% said calm and 36% said crazy. So shout out to all the people who are willing to be honest about being crazy. I'm on that side with you. I stand with you. So it's all good. Know yourself.
Not gonna lie, it was a little y'all capping in this one too. I seen, you know, we could see who voted and whatnot. Slight cap, small caps, but that's all right, you know.
Yeah, I think it's I wonder how people categorize themselves. Like, was it, you know, you consider yourself crazy like in the way that people think when they hear crazy, right? Or was it like, oh, I have certain traits that may make me more, like we said, high energy or something? So I'll be interested to know that.
And I think like we were speaking on it earlier, some people, like you said, what's your definition of crazy? Some people are not crazy all the time, but maybe they have one outburst and then that's the craziest thing you've ever seen. So, you know, it depends on definitions and, you know, people's experiences.
Yeah, very true.
Pretty even. The next one we had was low maintenance partner versus the high maintenance partner. So 73% said they were low maintenance. The other 27 said high maintenance. I think this one, biggest cap of all time. This one had to be.
Out of the 3 polls, I think this was the most.
The most exact.
The most cap can be found here.
Right. The most cap can be found here. The biggest cap.
Yeah, I just think because I think people associate high maintenance with like something negative, but really like, and it has been used negatively, you know, to their defense. But we were more so thinking about it in the sense of, do you require more out of your relationship? And that's okay. If that's what you want, that's okay. Because there's people who will match well with you. So it's not a bad thing.
So like we said, it's not bad, but it's just 2 different things. Like you mentioned earlier, you can kind of be to yourself for a while and, you know, do just fine. Some people need more stimulation, more interaction. So you like, you know, not necessarily a bad thing, just different thing.
Yeah, just it's all about knowing yourself. And this will make for a healthier relationship for you in the future if you desire to be in a relationship, because you know yourself and you know where you stand, and you know what to ask for and what you're looking for in a partner. So shout out to people who admitted that they were high maintenance, you know.
Shout out nothing to the wrong honest with that. People, because it will help in a relationship. Because the guy or girl knows coming in, okay, that person needs a little bit more.
Yeah, I got you. Know they're signing up for it.
Now, if you're toxic and you cap, is the person's finna feel bamboozled. What is this?
Also, to the low maintenance people, like if you're genuinely low maintenance, like myself, shout out to you too, you know, for speaking your truth.
Hey, keep it easy.
Yeah,
be easy.
Be easy.
All right. The next one we had was a high salary partner versus high salary partner and limited time versus the moderate salary partner and more time. This one I kind of to me it went exactly where I expected to go. So 80% of the voters said they take a moderate salary, more time. 20% said high salary, less time.
Yeah.
So most people agreed kind of more with what I was saying than what you were saying. Do you have an idea you think why that is?
I think I think a lot more people probably thought of it in terms of money. And I think when we think about money, like money can't buy your happiness. Money isn't going to make you have a happy relationship, but you know, that quality time together will. So I think if you think about it in that sense, I think that's where people were coming from with this. But I will say, Jesus, now I can't talk. You can talk, now I can't talk.
Called me out.
I would be curious to know if the people who voted low maintenance would be okay with a high salary partner, right?
Right, that is,
you know what I mean?
like
because if you're really low maintenance,
the categories,
right? Would you really and what I mean by that is, would you be okay with someone who may not be able to spend as much time with you because they have a high salary or a high power job, right? So if you call yourself low maintenance, then arguably you should be okay with someone who may not be able to spend as much time with you, right? So I would be curious to ask those people that, because that's where I stand with it.
Yeah, I also think too, for people who says all about money, hey, a lot of people disagree with that statement. They take a moderate salary person over a high salary person with little time. So
yeah, shout out to it not being, obsessed over money and choosing happiness.
I think rarely people are. It's about the happiness. Sometimes money can buy that. Most of the time it can't. So, but shout out to the voters again for voting and giving us some stuff to talk about.
Yeah, thank you guys for participating. Please continue to do so. We love hearing from you.
Hit us up on voice messages too. We have a new link we put in our description. So you guys can send us voice messages, saying what you think, if you love it, hate it. So look out for that in the description.
Yes, in our description box, look out for that. You can send us a voice message. We want to hear from you.
All right, y'all, that's been our time. Again, I am Black Scott.
I'm Love Jade.
And we are He Said.
She Said.
If you enjoyed the podcast, go ahead and subscribe, share.
And hey, follow us on Instagram. We are at He Said, She Said _PC. Again, that's at He Said, She Said _PC, where you can find episode updates, polls, and interact with our community. And hey, if you do participate in one of our polls, you might just become a part of our show.